Wait,
Is there no audio?
there. Audio is now working.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Hello.
Hi.
It's been a while. It's been a bit. It's been a month. I shouldn't be here, but here we are.
Oh no. Hello.
But yes, hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to another Fech stream. And today we're going to make a comic store. Or at least a bit of a comic store.
Yeah. We're just making the comic, not the store.
Just a bit of the comic. That's it, the comic. Anyway, hi everyone.
Yeah.
Hi. Today is a little bit of a special stream. Not special in particular. Just the fact that I'm supposed to be on break. So
Yes.
we wouldn't be lasting long today. It's not like
exactly.
It's not like gonna be those usual streams where it's gonna be at least 2 hours. We're gonna keep it short today. But yes, I was on vacation because of my birthday, and I still probably need 3 more days.
Extra days. Yeah.
Three extra days because if you guys didn't know, I was also participating in an event called Relay of Regret, and it is regret. not the bad kind of regret. Like, of course, like we're gonna regret everything we're gonna do on there because that's the point. It is a relay of regret, but it is.
Oh,
yeah,
now I get it. Okay, nice.
Yeah, so like we're streaming for like 12 straight hours doing some random stuff to get people to donate, and that's usually something we regret. For example, my friend Bardic, which is the head of the Team Wild Dogs during Relay of Regret, they hate Ritz, and
They ate what?
they hate Ritz, the crackers Ritz.
Okay.
So for €5, you're able to make them eat a single Rit. So imagine suffering the entire time eating a lot of Ritz because of it, because people kept donating $5. So,
No.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait. Was it like one single cracker per $5?
I am not sure. Never really got clarified.
Because for a moment it felt like they would have
like
bought
they
an
did a
entire
mouthful.
packet.
Oh no,
I thought they were like
they bought like an entire box.
Okay.
After the stream, the box is gone.
Wow.
The box is gone. But yes, today we are going to work on this. Let me just get it on our stream over here, because I did not set this up. I'm supposed to be resting. All right, so we're gonna go to image editor and open up the little thing. Yeah, let's get some music as well on here. Make it a little less lonely. And
read in the chat. Yes, Mumpai. Those are intense indeed. And it was just like a week ago.
So understandably, I'll be very exhausted after that, especially the stuff I did.
Yeah, that's why I find it really funny that these things happen. Like, oh yeah, I'm taking a break, and then you do a lot of extremely tiring stuff.
It's not me. It's someone else. It's usually something else. Like, I'm gonna take a break, and then we're gonna do Relay of Regret this month.
Yeah, there's this important thing I can't miss. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It is a recurring thing with me specifically, and like,
I mean, better that than like during like some kind of big milestone or deadline, you know.
True.
But yeah,
technically I was working on deadlines during that time.
Oh wow. And aside from that, Yeah, also for ourselves at Acritas, it's been a very busy couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So
surprisingly
yeah.
with me gone.
Yeah, exactly. Usually when you're gone, or like when one person is gone, things go slower, right?
Yeah,
No, for
this
some
the
reason there was a
complete
lot of
opposite.
business stuff. Yeah, there was a lot of business stuff that involved me specifically. And also, I'm supposed to be gone as well. Like, I'm supposed to be studying for exams, so I really wanted to get things chiller, and no,
Yeah.
the opposite thing, actually.
So Savior, that's because I try to make my avatars very much gender neutral. So sometimes people would think it's a girl, sometimes people would think it's a boy. And that's on purpose, because I like being gender neutral.
Nice.
We support trans rights here.
Indeed. Also, I have a feeling that I keep getting behind you with Rafi, you know?
I could move you around.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more
Okay.
towards screen. I am looking in the light, so I do not know what happened. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, I'm flying!
Here.
Yes.
Good enough.
Because otherwise I will be staring at your hair.
Okay, so let's open up the... Oh, right, I need to pull...
Multiple gravity gun to issue. I think that's more likely than you think, you know? Storm, that's also why I was really happy that Wish was doing my model.
I am doing Storm's model soon, but I am not contract bound. I'm on watch to not work on anything for a while because I've done a lot, way too much, way too much stuff, guys. Like, we're talking about a workload that no one should be getting.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if it reassures you, I've been postponing the next update of Fetch for a while, so there shouldn't be anything big during September specifically, because you know I'm completely gone from say September 1st up to September 30th.
And that means I'm gonna do a solo stream, guys. I get to be having a alone with you guys.
I will appear for an hour and then disappear again from
they would just
everything.
Yeah, you know, they would just like that.
No, gone. You know,
Super Mario 3 sound effect.
Yeah, we need this sound effect. Yeah, no, I think I have like, in theory I have 4 exams this month, but I need at least 2 not to fail my plans. Like not to screw up my plans for the future. And also I have to show my thesis. Well, I have yet to start writing it. And then I also have to attend 2 concerts. And that's it.
Oh yeah, if you guys are wondering why I look different, because I'm using different software for my VTuber now. I can smile.
You can what?
I could smile. I could be angry.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. It's secret. It's a secret little pipe.
Oh, that was a lot smaller in updates than I thought. Last update was 5 days ago. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, let's say that we've been busy with a bunch of things, so we haven't really been that active in the engine over the past like 5 days.
Yeah, it's mostly business.
Yes. It's fun. I mean, it's very fun to me. I don't know if it's as fun to other people in pain. Because I'm like,
it depends on what kind of business. It's either the dull one or the very competitive one. I'm on the very competitive side.
you only do business ranked. Honestly, that's how it feels to talk to some publisher at an event. You step in and then just shout something to get their attention. Because you can't wait for them to be available. I've tried doing that last time, and I ended up like waiting for 3 days and then see the guy go away to reach his airport.
Oh.
That wasn't something important. I just wanted to have a casual chat. But like, no, even for casual chatting, you really need to impose yourself sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, that's competitive business, indeed.
Oh, see, I'm still on break. I'm losing my director. He's already there. I found it.
Yeah, we can't really find it, see it on the stream. We just see your mouse moving around.
Yeah, I know.
Ferret gives business tips to hustle like a true pinkster. Honestly, yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's go to city geometry. Custom buildings. It's a custom building. Did we do this last stream? Did we do the barber shop last stream? I think we did the barber shop last stream. Did we?
Yeah, it might have been, yeah.
Hey, not the barber shop, gym. The gym.
Oh, it was a shop, I think.
Yeah, it was a shop. Okay, open.
Was it?
A... Wow, very wide as well.
Okay, no, last stream was actually modeling stuff for the next new zone.
Oh, yeah, right.
The special stream.
I guess that means that no one really saw the finished product of this then.
No, I think not. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what we finished. Any blender tips for environment building? Block your scenes. Block your scenes.
In the easiest way to add it possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just easily see how the shapes look like and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So you block your scenes. You make your assets first before the environment. Like if you have a lot of them, right? If you have a lot of them, you make the assets first, so that if there's some dopamine to getting like a scene together, once you start making. So like if you have like a set environment plan in mind, write all the assets down that you have to make them, and then complete the entire thing. Yeah. Have a checklist, by the way, and some good music, and a podcast or something. A little happy bell when a scene comes together. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so today
is lurking. Nice.
Yes, because they are cold. They are cold.
I mean, it's cold for me. It's cold for Wishim. It's cold for Lerneshka. That means the entire Eurasian continent is cold today.
Yeah, sounds about right. Okay.
I don't lie. I knew you would say that. Happy to hear that.
Raul's playlist. The Raul playlist. I'm preparing things slow lately. That's because I'm exhausted.
You're what?
Exhausted.
Oh, exhausted. Yes. Yeah, and this, right when you're tired, this also happens to be like the 40 days in which we stream the most ever. Because we streamed let me check again, at the start of this month, on August 1st. Today is August 29th. We are doing something in a couple of weeks. And then we'll also stream at the end of September, I guess. That's technically 4 streams in 2 months.
I guess.
Technically.
Oh, yeah. That's
As
the
opposed to
thing,
one a month.
I couldn't say
What's
yet that I'm streaming for. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be next week. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
More stuff.
The day I have an exam.
The day you have an exam.
But you know, exams are in the morning. Actually, I have a good excuse to teach my professor to just be one of the first people, because I have work in the evening, where it's just like being on stream with you.
Yeah. Pardon if I'm not as talkative as my usual streams too. For
why.
Fetch. What? I usually talk. A lot.
It's as if you were tired.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I don't talk. I'll talk.
I mean, it would be very funny if it was the opposite way around.
No talk, only work.
The more tired you are, the more you talk.
I was gonna say an inside joke. Can't say it on stream.
How inside is it? Can I understand it?
That yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yesterday was an iconic day, let's say that.
Yes.
I think nobody will ever know or something, but yes. It was... Actually, no, it was like the first time we saw all of us together on a single call.
It was the first time that all of us were together in a single call, but at the same time it was hilarious.
Yes.
Because of the circumstances.
Yeah. I think the only other time we've had everybody on call was like when we launched Fetch on Itch.
Yeah. Soap
That was
part
the
of
only...
it
What, sorry?
Soap wasn't part of it yet.
Yeah, So wasn't part of it, and Cat was also not part of the team. And in turn, 2 people are no longer on team. So the world is balanced.
The world is balanced now.
So good night, Bloomhai. I was actually wondering why you were awake. So bye-bye.
Okay, see you, hi.
He lives in Australia.
If you need to rest, Storm, feel free. I can't tell you how much time I wanted to hang out with Storm.
Oh.
But every time there's something that kept pulling me away.
Oh.
Be it Relay of Regret, just general tiredness, working for my mom, the meeting yesterday, the stream today.
Hey, wait, do you want to stream tomorrow?
Nah. My gosh.
Thank you, sir, for trying to stay up and see the reason why Wish is unavailable this evening. I mean, it's night at this point. It's not even evening anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Early
Yeah.
night. Sort of. Yeah, here's a fun thing. There's this situation where I wake up at a moment where I'm available to stream, but 2 or 3 hours after I wake up, it starts to get too close to lunchtime, so we can't stream. And I'm very slow on lunch.
Yes, they are.
And then we're
very
also
slow on-
fairly slow at setting up streams.
Mhm.
So we tend to always start a stream where it's late evening at best for Wish.
Mhm.
Unless I woke up at 5 a.m. In that case, we just do a stream where it's afternoon.
See, here's the thing, Storm, about yesterday. I say it's a bad thing, but it was completely a hilarious stream for all of us afterwards.
Yeah, we had a nice chat on team.
We had a nice chat.
Yeah.
I think this was one. There we go.
Also, technically, there's nothing really secret about what we did. Like, the only secret is that, you know, everybody working on Aquitas has an NDA with me, so whatever they say about stuff that's happened in Aquitas, like work stuff in Aquitas, you know, it kinda has to be vetted by me first. But aside from that, there was nothing actually secret. Just, you know,
Yeah.
common sense not to leak conversations, I guess.
Mhm.
But that's it. I guess it's called friendly.
Friendly.
I've heard of it in business situations where, like, it's not an NDA, but like we're the same industry. We know this is private stuff, sort of, but we don't have a contract yet, or we won't have a contract. So be considerate and don't leak stuff. End of deal.
That's why I
Otherwise
don't
you
say
get-
the full information.
Yeah.
Hey, Spar. Good to see you.
That image is familiar. Icon is familiar.
I'm messing up a very simple structure right now.
Hell yeah. I wonder why.
I wonder why.
I mean, we can say that somehow, this is our 20th stream, we've never missed a month.
Yeah. And
We did stream on August 1st instead of July 31st.
it still
but
counts.
It still
That's true.
counts, and it was probably still July somewhere in the world.
So it works.
Yeah, it works. So we have a very good track record of almost 2 full years in a row. And we always stream between the 23rd and the 29th of a month. 30th, maybe.
Okay,
I
there.
think it started because we were just panicking to do a stream on time most of the times. So okay, let me check. Our first stream was on the 23rd of January because that was my birthday. Then on the 22nd of February because that was the release of the alpha, the pre-alpha. Then on the 30th of March. Then on the 30th of April, 27th, 28th, 26th, 28th. So yeah, it was always usually like that because we just realized last minute that we needed to stream.
But hey, it's very productive.
It is. So for instance, Sleepy Wish is doing something this week. By definition, because this is a model.
It's technically something I'm doing this week, yes.
Yeah, because it was supposed that they would come back this week to work, but I see that fairly unlikely at this point.
Yeah.
Also, it was very clever of yours to mark the end of your break as Saturday. Like, yes, I am definitely gonna ping you on a Saturday afternoon. Surely you're gonna be working.
But yeah, I'm gonna need a couple more days. Roll.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I'll knock most of things out by. I guess might be some of the sewer stuff on September.
Sounds great to me because again, I'm gone in September, so it makes sense to do stuff that's not too sensitive, sensible way.
My biggest problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so improving like a zone that has known issues and like known artistic design issues sounds like an easy task, as opposed to like doing new stuff for the old city or the marsh.
At least it's not Quarry. I feel like Quarry has become the punching bag. This is funny.
It is. I even myself, I hate it, and I can never fully ignore it because if it's bad, people are gonna stop playing Fetch at that point, and it's still like within 2 hours of the game, so they might actively refund the game because of the quarry. So like, I might hate it, but I need to go back to it eventually.
Yeah.
And eventually, I hope it's like March of next year, Okay, go
March
like,
of next year? Okay.
March of next year! But yeah. So, what's up not secret that I can tell about? Oh yeah, the other day I made a poll to understand better what people do in the community of Fetch. So was looking for a couple more submissions to the poll. Anybody want to reply to this form? I will close it as soon as it reaches the total amount I need. Oh wow, it's already at 49, okay. One more person can reply to this form. And then I'm gonna close it.
One. Just one. One.
Oh, wait, how do I close a form on Google Forms? No!
I don't know. I haven't used Google Forms in a very long time. Yeah, my current problem right now is actually thinking if I should go to a convention. And if so, do I have enough time to get myself an Airbnb? And also, like, I was planning to make a fursuit as well during August, but then really a regret happened. Yeah. Just to let you guys know, really a regret was not supposed to happen on August.
Okay, found how to close the form. I'm safe now.
You're safe? Are you
I'm
sure
safe.
about that? I'm kidding.
What do I have to worry about? What are you gonna do to me?
Nothing. Don't worry about it, Smile. Okay.
Anyway, so for everybody looking at the chat, yeah, I sent a link. If you reply to this link, okay, somebody reply, close it now, closed. Never mind, the form is no longer accepting answers. Thank you, because I wanted exactly 50 replies so I can look at the, percentages and see nice numbers. So who was the last person who replied?
Did they have a reward?
They get a shout out, I guess.
They get a smile from me.
Yes. You can try, Fireson. It's closed now. No, Fireson, you can't because it's closed. You can't do a Google form that's not accepting submissions. You can try though. You can open the form and see what it tells you.
Okay.
Also, there was a thing that the more I waited to close this form, the more likely it was that people replying actually weren't interested in Fech at all, you know? So it was kind of like a form made specifically for people who know about the game or about the team, you know?
Fair.
So if I shared it in bigger places, I would start to muddy the results more than else.
Right.
I can say that one of the questions was whether you like platformers, and 29 people out of 50 said they love them. 19 people said they're interested, and only 2 people said they're not interested in platformers. 0 said they hate platformers. I wonder why. The second most popular, like the second most loved genre, instead, is rhythmic games. Also not a big surprise. And then racing, also not a big surprise. It's as if Fech was a little bit of platformer, a little bit of a rhythm game, and a little bit of a racing game. Almost.
Almost.
But yeah, we shall actually this will be useful for, you know, market research and stuff like that. And I'll make some kind of analysis of this form later. Maybe later today or in a couple of days.
Okay.
Something very funny that I found out is that a lot of people love party games, but they also hate multiplayer games.
I think the perception of multiplayer games is a bit skewed, though.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's not like, do you like multiplayer games? It's like, do you like to have multiplayer?
Hmm?
So, like, I want a party game, but I don't like multiplayer in games. It's like, okay, and I'm sorry, it wasn't even multiplayer. It was like, do you like local multiplayer or online multiplayer? And people were less interested in local multiplayer.
Well, yeah. Everyone's friends is like spread across the world now.
Yeah, makes sense. But you know, it's very funny if you're like, oh yeah, a party game like Mario Party, but you also don't want to play locally, and you're not interested in playing online. So you want to play a solitaire game, okay?
Solitaire. You need to like
Also
do market research if they like co-op or
I'm pretty sure that it's co-op. Why? Because I like co-op.
Because you like co-op.
Yes, I know I like co-op, so of course everybody loves that. No, but I mean, if there's a lot of people, if people are interested in party games, but they're not interested in online games as a whole, it's because they like games where the main selling point is not like, oh, you can play against people. No, it's more about you can play a game and you can also play with friends. which is something I look for a lot. For instance, that's why I played a lot of Spelunky with people on the Fech server.
Right.
And we've also played a lot of Sonic Roblox 2 kart, because it's chaotic enough that you don't really care too much about winning.
Right.
Also, hi Ginger. He's
Hey,
one of the
Ginger.
people who plays a lot of Roblox 2 kart.
Roblox.
There needs to be co-op story games. I agree, Fireson.
There's not enough. Stealth game used to be a really good one.
What?
Stealth game used to be a really good one for that. Stealth games.
Oh, stealth games.
Yeah. But then, but then stealth games are becoming not stealth games.
They've become like cinematic games of sorts.
Yeah. If you think about it, like, when was the last Metal Gear? When was the last Tom Clancy Splinter Cell? Right? When was the last Ninja Gaiden?
Okay. Also, I've never played Splinter Cell. Now I want to play that.
Does Survive count for Metal Gear? No, that's a survival horde. Zombie survival. It is not a stealth game.
Also, feel free to check the dev chat on our server.
Oh.
Survive is so far the biggest game I ever get buying. Honestly, why? I don't know why you did it. Everything said
Okay,
that
so
it would have been a terrible
it was a
game.
great game, but not a great Metal Gear game.
Huh. I've never heard anybody talk about it in a good light.
Mechanics-wise, it actually feels pretty good and pretty fun. But it's not a really good Metal Gear game.
Yeah, the repetitive aspect is, quite expected from a game like that. Also, technically, what would it be like? It was sort of a tower defense?
I don't remember.
That is not a good sign.
Oh, more
but
because I'm not thinking.
Okay. It was a fun game. I don't remember what it was about. That sounds like me talking about that walking simulator. Great game, don't know what I did.
I wanna try Death Stranding one day.
I also want to. I'll buy it someday when it gets really, really cheap on Steam. So I can say that my first AAA game was Death Stranding.
So you could have Death Stranding as your first AAA game.
Yes. Because right now there's a bunch of big games I want to play, and they will be my first AAA game, I guess. So there's Control, which looks fun. There's Nier Automata, and there's Death Stranding. One of these three will be my first big game that is not made by Nintendo.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I find it a little likely. You know, I like games as long as they don't waste time on doing things that look somewhat nice but play not great. So, for instance, I don't like games where you can't jump just for the sake of not jumping. I don't like games where there's collisions that are bigger than the model itself. I don't like games where there's obstacles that don't make sense. That's the idea. And as far as I see online, that's like every single game that's not a platformer. what kind of games do you think of, person? Like, I want to hear of a game with very out of place co-op.
Let's see here. What would be one that has very out of place co-op? I think over my lifetime, it's rare to actually find any co-op games.
Or you just tend to forget they had it.
No, I'm pretty sure I remember it because like a lot of co-op games I used to play, I play on the couch with friends.
Ginger, yeah, I was thinking of Mario Galaxy, like, oh wait, we need to make, it's a Wii game, we need to have multiplayer. Yeah, let's be across here.
Mario Galaxy, yeah, that's a very good example of not a co-op not belonging to the game.
Yeah, like, it's good that they put that there, just so if you have another person lying around on their room, they can do something. But it makes you like feel like, yeah, they did not plan this. Like, this was a very unfortunate compromise. I have no idea what that looks like. Starlight Sparkle. It's co-star mode. What's co-star? What? A bad co-op game is a game that actually gets harder if you play with somebody else.
So, Fall Guys.
I mean, like, yeah, a bad co-op game was like, oh yeah, this game is hard. I played with you, it's even hard. Oh, I described Spelunky, I think. I don't know if... Have you ever played that game? Or the sequel?
Spelunky? What?
Yeah, Spelunky.
Oh, yeah, I have played Spelunky.
When you play with friends, they're most likely to be problem, you know?
It depends.
Like they are a liability. That's it, like, they will blow you up by mistake. Or on purpose.
On purpose.
Yes. They will waste every single rope you have. Because they panicked for a moment. Oh wait, it's raining. Let me actually close the window. It's starting to rain inside.
It's just started to rain here too.
You see? The whole Eurasian continent is experiencing the same weather. Also, I'm actually waiting for a package. But I'm definitely not gonna retrieve that package while it's raining. Also, I'm looking down now because I'm looking at my phone.
You should, like, next month look for a laptop.
Oh wow.
A laptop. Something of a... I don't need a powerhouse to make 3D models. I just need something slim.
Oh, do you have any ideas in mind?
I guess an Asus ZenBook or something.
Oh, nice. I love those. Oh, just read some news. Apparently, Forza Motorsport is not gonna support frame rates above 60 FPS. A game that is coming out on PC in 2023.
Oh, thank you for the raid,
Wow.
Rex.
Oh, nice. Those are pretty good, but if you want something slim, you have to get the XPS. And the XPS has been aging pretty badly, I think. Like,
Yeah,
it used to be the very best like 8 years ago, and now it looks just the same.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, making sure that the ones that I've used is like, okay, it's like anything that I will work on, I work with, probably has to have a Ryzen CPU.
Okay.
And
But yeah,
GPU.
no, it's Sparkle.
Or maybe
something
Intel UHD 620
okay,
with
that's the basis.
yeah, it's basic, but like hey, it works.
But yeah, something that happened with XPS is that it's got some very known issues, like fairly common coin wine. This screen has very aggressive PWM to dim the screen. So if you're sensitive, so if you care for your eyes, you're not gonna buy Dell XPS computer.
Okay, so
It's too expensive for what it offers, and it no longer has design that justifies it. So there's way too many weird things that have been going on for like 6 years now, and it makes no sense they've never fixed that.
I learned the hard way to never trust Dell.
What happened?
Simple.
They robbed your house.
It's actually very simple, really. It's just simply for the fact that they don't really have good support.
Ginger, as I just said the opposite, but here's the thing. People live in different countries. And doesn't surprise me that Dell has amazing support in the US.
It has horrible support where I live.
In my country, for instance, I recall that actually, I've, you know, that I've had a defective monitor, right?
Uh-huh.
And since it was a Asus ProArt monitor, they sent me another monitor and then asked me to return the old one the day afterwards. Same model, same everything.
Oh.
Because there's actual good customer support if you buy. Of course, it's a pro-grade product in this case, but in general, Asus has some good support because there's always like one official shop in every big-ish city in my country. Whereas the only other company I know that does this in Italy is like Samsung, or for phone stuff mostly.
Yeah.
So for instance, I know that Asus is actually quite good for customer support in here. Also, hello there, new person on stream.
Hello. Hi there, Caleb the announcer.
You announced that.
Yeah.
I find it ironic for the name. Caleb the announced. That's sad. But yeah, Ginger, yeah, Asus laptops, I like that they actually invest in trying new things out. But in the past few years, I've only really just dealt with HP laptops because they seem the ones that have the most reasonable pricing, while also offering some pretty good build quality.
All of my HP laptops broke on me.
What time period were they from?
2012.
Okay, yeah, HP still had like major issues with like thermals and stuff back then.
Thermals, the hinge just breaking in general.
Oh yeah, a lot of, there was a time where like if you wanted good hinges, you will just look at Lenovo probably.
Yeah.
Because they were forced to have good ones since they made like laptops that do a 360-degree hinge. If they can do that, they must be able to do also other kinds of hinges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got my laptop by the way last year. Still amazed that it's like a kilogram and 400, and it's got an RTX 350.
Oh.
For several months, it was more powerful than my desktop. While also sitting below my monitor most of the time.
Like, I would go for a laptop with a powerful GPU, but here where I live, it's not really that cheap at all.
Yeah, this one was a very nice, like, kind of deal. It was supposed to have a GTX 1660 Ti. So hi. But apparently they ran out of the GPU, so for a couple of months they actually put 350. And I think I bought it right before we ran out of it. And it's also touchscreen. And it's also got a terabyte of SSD.
Oh.
And all that for like 1,300 euros, which is not cheap, but this is very powerful. For a similar price, you build an actual computer, an actual desktop with a monitor of the same specs. So I think I'm never changing this new computer, honestly.
It is a comic
It's really great. Yes, we're happy you could actually tell that. It's working then.
It's working.
Also, I am seeing ads, so I suppose I'm not talking much.
That'll be fine. It's 2 minutes.
Oh wow. I'm getting ads for what game? Is it the game or the movie? It's the movie, yes.
Which?
The movie about still can't believe it's real. I forgot the name, so I'm waiting for the end to tell me its name again.
Oh.
It's the
Oppenheimer.
No. It's a game. Gran Turismo. Yes, the movie.
There's a movie? There's a Gran Turismo movie?
It's a movie about a guy who got into a competition after being a pro player or something.
Ah, they're Ingrilio.
So it's like the most gamer movie ever, really. Even more than the Valve Dota movie they did, remember?
I just noticed you didn't even tweet about the dev stream. Was that intentional? No, but I'm also lazy.
And also, okay, yeah, that explains why we're a few less people than usual.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm supposed to be resting.
So, in order to rest more, one less tweet.
Oh my god, Fireson. Yeah.
I got a tan.
Call me Ingy. Okay, Ingy. It's blue? Thought it was
Blue?
purple.
Yeah, it's supposed to be purple.
This is not VR chat that says join me.
It's also pretty dark purple.
Purple. Purple is a nice color.
Oh no. So you can't see Fetch nor my character. Yeah, Fetch is it's pink, but I know it's similar.
Yeah.
But you cannot see something in between my character and Fetch.
I spaced out enough that I kind of forgot to post about the Fetch stream, honestly.
Don't worry, I posted on the Fetch server.
And also in Steam.
And also Steam, yes. I learned how to do that. One day I'll learn how to actually show the stream on the Steam page. One day. You know, the thing that people fake having actually live, you know? We could do it for real, because, you know, you stream.
Mm-hmm. Origin? Pull up my screen. It's Origin, okay. I'm spacing out hardcore, guys. It's not obvious, but I'm spacing out hardcore.
Yeah. I think it's the cue that the stream will not last much longer.
Yes. It is indeed the cue that the stream will not last much more longer.
If Witch disappears suddenly, it's because they've fallen asleep. Thank you, Starlight Sparkle, for the uptime.
Man, I've been streaming for 5 hours, 13 minutes, and 26 seconds. I can't believe this.
You don't have to. You can pretend it was all a dream.
It was all a dream. Okay, Morpheus.
Lucy Joker says, I will send you all my energy, Wimshy.
Oh. I guess I'm named Wimshy now.
That's a cute name, though.
It's a very cute nickname.
As if Wishing wasn't cute enough.
Am I that cute?
Yeah.
Okay, Morpheus has the same energy as OK Boot. Oh my gosh.
Also, yeah, person says you can always turn it into a sleep stream.
No.
Fech the Ferret, dev stream 20. 10 hours.
10 hours and just me sleeping.
As long as we can add like some animated Z like letters emitting from your character, then we're fine.
There's subathons. Subathon. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to do a subathon, right? Like, sure, this is like everyone's source of getting a lot of money and getting a lot of subs for their own stream and a lot of followers and a lot of viewers. Fun fact, guys, the longer you stream on Twitch, the more viewers you get.
Wow.
At least on certain categories. So for example, if you're doing a subathon and you've been streaming for more than 48 hours, take note of like the normal viewership of like a regular streamer, and then take a look at what their viewership at a subathon. You'll notice it's doubled.
Wow, so you're encouraged to have a healthy lifestyle.
So longer in terms of consistency, or longer as in a single stream? Longer as in a single stream.
So you really just like overwork yourself.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
a Victorian kid. Love it, yeah. Or you can just become like a 24 hours news stream kind of thing.
Mm.
You can become Sky News 24 or something. And make a lot of
Also,
money.
of course, if it also depends your ability to keep people's attention, though. Well,
Ability to remain awake and ability to keep on talking.
Let me see if I have
That
any
makes sense.
friends that has subathons. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Bubbles.
Also, if you see me on stream like opening my mouth and not emitting any sound, it's because I'm yawning.
They're yawning.
Yawning. We'll stick around to watch Wimshy sleep. If it wasn't for the fact I would also be sleeping, you can still do that. You can still have the stream open while you sleep. Just keep your phone charged. And then, I don't know, which will play a very loud sound at random times when they wake up. So you also get to wake up.
Okay, so a good example for Bubbles right now. that their average viewership at the start of August was 183. Their current viewership right now is around 200. Their max is 430. Earlier in the month, their max was 111. That is a significant gain of viewers there.
Indeed.
Indeed.
They are also floating.
Hey Alexa. Oh my gosh. An immersive sleep stream. How would you do an immersive sleep stream? Like
You can
Subway Surfers on the right side while you sleep.
You remind me of a wonderful. Wait, let me find it again.
Okay. I am curious about this wonderful.
Also,
tweet.
I am very worried. I have a message from the professor I'm doing my thesis with.
Oh.
I haven't communicated with her in a month or a month and a half, and she's just gonna be asking me like, "Hey, how's it going with the thesis?" And I've done exactly nothing in the past 2 months.
How is it with the thesis? Death.
Yes, like the plan was simple. Like there was a small exhibition, small thing that not even that small, but like a thing where about movies and games, and they had like a spot to showcase thesis about video games, which was nice. I can be there. Let me write the abstract of my thesis, and I did that. I spent like 2 days working on stuff to do that. It's a really good abstract, and that's it. They accepted me. I am on the schedule to showcase the thesis that I have yet to start writing. I do not even know for certain the bibliography yet.
Oh boy.
Like, I think I know a couple of books to read, but that, yeah.
Yeah, I wish you luck on that.
Thank you. Knowing myself, it will probably take me 2 weeks to write it. Because, I usually do exams per study in 3 days. But I finished the exams 10 days before the thesis thing. So I wished to have like a full month, not just 10 days. So that means that I need to finish reading the book I'm reading right now for one of the exams, start some stuff for the thesis so I don't have too much anxiety, and then go back to study a couple more books for another exam. Then when I finish with the exam on the 15th of September, I can actually work on the thesis. And I have exactly 0 time to do anything. Except I actually have to go to a concert. And it's not in my country either during those days.
Well, I wish you luck on that.
Thank you. I can still cancel my participation, but that will solve everything. But, that would be sad.
Anyway, yeah. Is it weird that my face is moving a lot more expressively, guys? Like, I just yawned there and you guys saw me yawning.
Yawn. One day we'll set up super advanced expressions for Rafi. They already exist, but they look odd when they're triggered randomly. Thank you, Ginger. I used to be that little bird for a little while. Is it? Like when Wish was making Ravi, I was the little bird on their shoulder. Then the little bird stuck around, so I do not know who the bird is now.
Eye tracking look. What do you mean by eye tracking looks a little bit weird?
But yeah, thank you, Ginger. Wait, how long are those messages by my teacher? It's okay. It's a minute and a half, so she might be telling me about stuff. Also, this teacher is actually somebody I help with her art projects because she does VR stuff, but she's not that much of a programmer, and she does stuff in Unity.
Oh,
So we became friends over time.
nice.
Yeah. Which also meant that she was very indulgent with my exams.
Uh,
Because she knew that I was extremely busy, maybe on a project of her.
oh,
So yeah, like... yeah, I hope the audio is about those projects and not about, hey, how's it going with the thesis? You've been gone, I'm worried. Because, no, that will be stressful to reply to.
here. Oh. I thought I duplicated a cube. I guess not.
Yeah, I think some people that think a lot of things I do are like they're actually done in a very short amount of time, but they look like I spent weeks on them. And I need to make sure people believe it took me very long to make them. You know?
Sounds like what I
Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, they don't value it as much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, especially in university, yes. In university, you have to pretend you've been studying on stuff forever.
I think because your eyeballs are wider than human ones, so they don't really move on the outer edge when you look from the side. I mean, I guess.
By moving my
It's kind of common in anime. Let me try that. Huh? It's fine.
It looks good to me, actually. It looks good to me.
Yeah, I think it looks fine.
And look, it does go quite a bit farther from the center, but that makes sense, you know, because you have an entire eye to actually move your pupils completely. I mean, on a human head. And bigger eyes, more movement. That's it.
Right.
But yeah, makes sense. I might look a little bit extreme to somebody.
Anyway.
Yawn for like the 4th time.
Right. We've been yawning the entire stream.
I slept well today.
I slept well today. Actually, I've been sleeping the entire day.
I woke up before Wish, I think.
Yeah, you did. Like when I checked my my phone, it's like you replied 3 a.m. at 3 p.m. and then I woke up at like 6 p.m. and that's when I replied.
Oh, okay. But yeah, well, like I actually texted like at 9 a.m. and I just said like right in front of my bed. Any time to start the stream is good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually streamed like half a day afterwards. Also, congrats, DigiSpace Production. You joined the stream right before it ends.
Right before it ends. Yeah.
I told to Discord to Steam that the stream will last for a bit, and yes, it's lasting. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I didn't supposed to be a long stream today.
Yeah, I didn't flat out lie to Steam, which is nice.
But yeah, DigiSpace, yeah. I'm supposed to be on break today, so that's why the stream is a little bit short. And I got people watching me to make sure that I don't work.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're on Discord that have been like on the busy thing for days.
Oh yeah.
But they do not disturb. And like I was actually starting to wonder, do they actually not want to be disturbed, or did they forgot? Did they forget? I know you were
status is
actually
usually
tired.
yes. I am actually tired. That is actually a thing.
Yes.
Most people think I'm on busy status just to ignore notifications, but no, I'm actually like busy
Digi's
most of
face
the time.
literally just wrote that. He just doesn't want ping sounds. You know, there's a way not to have ping sounds by opening the options of Discord.
Okay, so there was a point in time where I got really annoyed because I was on Do Not Disturb and people kept messaging me. Like, Do Not Disturb means Do Not Disturb. And
yeah, I recall you. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Yeah, and now, and then I did a poll. Okay, what do you actually use Do Not Disturb for? Because I was getting super pissed. And, like, I thought my status was very clear. And then like, okay, everyone just uses it to turn off their notifications, and they think the same way for me. And it's like, okay, what do I do? What do I do to mitigate this? Then, at first I said, okay, like I'm busy on my status. That wasn't enough, so I have to explicitly say nowadays what I'm specifically doing for people to stop bothering me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You could just say, if you DM me, I'm gonna block you.
I'm not that kind of person.
I know. But you could still say like, put like some kind of knife emoji and say, this could be you.
That what people will treat that as a meme.
Yes, true. You only get to lose, I guess.
It's strange because, like, you know, you could just simply turn off the message thing. Okay, so like whenever I'm on green, fun fact, I actually turn off notifications on my Discord at this point. Like, I just went to the Discord. It's like, hey, okay, no desktop notification, no flashing or anything. And then on Discord message sound, I just turn off the message sound entirely.
Yeah, that's what I've also done, and I'm surprised that, you know, most of people who use Discord have been using that for years. How have they not ever opened the options page?
So when I'm on green, I'm actually on green and able to talk, but I won't be able to reply right away. Yeah.
It's also another way not to get notifications is by just making yourself unavailable all the time, like as if you were not online.
Yeah. So people, fun fact, Raul, people still message me even when I'm offline.
No, I mean, no, that makes sense. Like, I think that's more reasonable, is a way not to get notifications. You just put yourself as offline, people text you, and they know you won't reply immediately or something. That's like what I expect from people.
Okay, so for me, specifically when I'm offline, please don't message me.
Oh, really?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Even when I'm invisible, people will still message me. Like, it was urgent.
Normal.
Like, it was urgent. Like, I was still in a conversation with them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Please, if you want to talk with me, leave a message and not let me go into a hecking discussion. Clearly, I'm offline for a reason.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. I guess people don't really understand the concept of boundaries and some
I'm just really surprised to hear of that, because, you know, I'm offline because I'm eating outside, I'm offline like half of the day for, you know, even if I work all the day, because, you know, I have a life. I think most of people have a life, right? They must be offline at least a portion of the day, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, that's fine for me. It's just that the point is trying to get a conversation out of me, even if I'm offline or busy. You know.
Okay.
And I always hate that. I really hate that. It's annoying.
Yeah, it
And
sounds really odd.
and
I've never had situations like that. Uh-huh.
and then one more thing is that one more thing that I hate I forgot about it.
No.
What was I gonna talk about?
Something else you hate about DMing, probably.
Yeah, that's trying to recall one specific thing. Also, Raul, I think you accidentally closed your thing.
I did not close it. I am still here. And
you are not right next to me.
Oh, it just kicked me out from the stream thing. Let me find the password again. How did that happen?
Like,
share my camera. Yes, I am back.
Like, at this point, like, I'm like, they don't mind messages at all, right? It's like trying to spark conversation when I'm offline. Oh, another thing. When I say I'm resting, I need rest, as in I don't need any more social communication kind of deal. Yeah. And people kind of tend to ignore that as well. It's like resting equals, oh, you're free. I'm gonna play games with you. I'm gonna talk with you. I need sleep. I need alone time. I need time with the friends that I really like the most right now, kind of deal.
You know, I have had this specific situation happen to me. Also, first, sorry, Sparkle said many things that treats instant messaging as sort of like delayed instant emails. And like, yes, that's what I do actually. I tend to DM someone and expect them to reply in hours or even a day. I never expect somebody to reply immediately unless they're like, unless we've already agreed beforehand that it would have been something important.
I wish that was the case for some people. Some people, like, hey, why are you not responding? I'm offline.
Sorry to be like very direct, but like I feel like people who are like this is because they don't have valuable time to begin with, so they don't value other people's time. So I actually try to push those people away. That's it. I don't like them. Yeah. Because I've had some situations where people like DM me for dumb things and just say, okay, do it yourself, search, learn before, check things before reaching out to me. I'm your last hope, whatever, like the last person you should reach out to. You shouldn't ask me about something you can look up on a forum.
Yeah.
And I actively become hostile to people. And that works, that always works. There's been a bunch of people who have had to be like this, even for months, until they learned.
Okay, for me, I'm the type of person who really hates to be hostile. So it really hurts to me being hostile to people, right?
I mean, I'm always sort of polite, but at some point I just say, you're a useless person. What are you adding to my time right now? You're just wasting it. I'm super busy. If you want half an hour, you need to know, like, it's half an hour of my day. There's only 16 hours. can
Yeah,
talk to 32
not-
people in a day.
I'm not that type of person. The
But yeah, also, my role usually is like community management and direct roles, stuff like that. So I'm bound to talk to a lot of people randomly. So it's also bound to happen. Otherwise, I will either not talk to people. The solution is either not to help people or not talk to people, or to just ghost them. And neither of the solutions sound nice to me, you know?
So, although one thing that is an exception of this, that it's okay, is that people sending me just pictures of pretty much anything or memes. That is
Really?
perfectly fine. Yeah,
Oh,
because it's not. It is not.
A conversation starter.
Yeah, it's not a conversation starter or trying to like get something out of me. Like if it's a question, right? If it's a question like that that doesn't seem to be in priority, perfectly fine, right?
Honestly, I
just really wish people respect my time.
Honestly, I'm quite annoyed by people who just send me something for no reason. Like, if I can't even find it as we're friends and we're keeping in touch with each other, and you're just sending me like a meme, like, why did you send me a meme? We share servers. It's not important. If you're DMing me, it's because I'm the person you have to contact, or we're friends, you know. So I'm actively annoyed. Like the other day, I asked somebody like, why are you telling me good morning every day? Like they told me I do it with all my friends. Like, why? That's not useful information.
So pleasantries for me is also perfectly fine. So like good morning, good evening. I hope you have a nice day. I hope you're having a good time. I hope like that is perfectly fine with me because like I could take a glance, feel good, and yeah.
Yeah, like it can be nice, but at some point it risks to become like, oh yeah, this was a waste of time. 2 seconds wasted. It's not really much, but like, oh wow, I have 4 DMs and 2 of them are like nothing. Like wow, I set my expectations way too high.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. If it's like almost every day and like you know.
Yeah, every day I wake up with like at least 5 DMs, and I enjoy that actually. But if those DMs are like a meme and good morning, I'm going to be a little annoyed because why did I have to wake up to DMs then?
I do wish the time of like this is where a instant messaging platform and like a regular messaging platform is much better. Right? It's like you have a separation between like needing to instantly chat versus just needed to talk. Yeah?
In theory, Discord does good at this because you're not forced to talk to somebody. You can talk just in a server they're also in, and you can mention something they're also interested in.
Here's the thing with like DMs, the perception for DMs is that you would reply right away usually.
Good to know. Now I know.
Yeah, you could wait. It depends on the person, I guess. But yeah, I suppose it really depends on the person. But for the most part, around me, it is a perception that you should either at least reply within a day.
Yeah, that's reasonable. But yeah, interesting to know all these little differences with approaching communication.
I guess in general, the lesson here is that please, whenever you're messaging someone, please be mindful of their time.
Yes. And you know that's really just a thing that online it tends to it's easy to forget because a lot of people online are not working. It's not their work to be online.
Right.
So they don't really, they might not understand right away that this is, a thing.
I had a couple of people had to like, what do you call this? Like have reality set on them. It's like, hey, please, I have work, and because like a lot of these people are like students or young people.
Oh yeah.
I hate mentioning young people, but just general people like not paying attention how much time they're taking in a way. I mean, I've gotten better of not replying, but it's still kind of annoying that like there are still some people who are trying to spark up a conversation even though if I'm offline, like they know
counter argument.
So like they know that I'm awake, right? But I'm offline for a reason, and they still try to spark up conversation. And yeah.
But yeah, a counter argument. I'm a student.
I mean,
it's
but
really just a matter of how much bored like, you are during the day.
More of like anyone below college level.
Yeah. No, but even like people of my age, it's like if they have nothing to do, they will be like that. If they are a student and they have like a part-time job, they will be quite mindful of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because they themselves have a problem making sure they can actually do the thing they want to do.
Right.
But unfortunately, I think that right now I have only one person who DMs me at every time of the day. But we've kind of agreed that's fine. And I also reply to like once every 2 days. I do read all of the messages. There are many. But I think you've noticed their profile picture on every single time I screen share my screen with you.
Yeah, like...
I think you've noticed that there's like 2 people who are always DMing me. And one is my closest friend. The other person is a person who DMs me a lot.
Yeah.
But also pretty interesting of a person. They're like the developer of Dark Fetch, the fun game.
Oh.
They constantly update me about things they're doing. Like they're actively cool development things. There are too many things. It's more like a stream of consciousness, but it's cool stuff, so I don't mind it. Not too much. But yeah, we had to reach an agreement on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, Starlight. But in any case, like, I could relate since I'm still young, but also like at the same time, like, you gotta learn at some point.
Yeah, Sprite Star about making friends everywhere. Honestly, I kind of am like that, but in real life, like I constantly try to go out with people when I meet them, because when you're in person, it's easy to know limits and schedule things.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, like I think I'm like the only person who actively enjoys calling people, like having like an hour-long call instead of chatting. Because at least we know that we both decided to have this call and it's fine. Whereas in chatting, maybe you got busy midway through and it's a mess,
Mm-hmm. For me, I think it's perfectly fine for me for like little messages here and there. Like at some point, the only time it kind of gets annoying is that I guess like when I say I'm busy or offline for a reason, and people tend to message me there. That's where it kind of crosses the line. So I'm glad that people have relatively learned at this point that like if I mean I'm resting, I am resting, and if I am mean I'm working, I am working, and that means I don't really want any interruptions. The memes And little messages are fine. Just try not to spark up a conversation where it actively removes from my social battery.
Got it. What's your favorite animal again?
Me?
Yes. Because every week I send like a bird picture to Dramis. Let me check. I sent a video about a kookaburra the other day. Okay.
Bunnies.
If I have a very
foxes,
remarkable fox, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah. For me, it's okay. So foxes, cats, rabbits, dogs, bears, and owls.
Nice.
Owls.
I did send you the set of rabbit pictures I took like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah. Sprite Star. I like talking with people, but people aren't always available, and that's fine. Rich and I are good friends, and we barely talk. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we still have like that really cool friendly rival, right? Friendly rival type of vibes, and I love it. Would like to talk with people, but more often than not, I have no one to talk with. It's fair enough. Also,
this just reminds me that actually Wish and I began to talk like sometime this year or something. We for like 2 or 3 years we never actively talked besides work.
Yeah.
Which was really weird because like I had no clue what was our relationship, because like we are friendly to each other, but we're not friends. But we work together every week.
Well, first of all, we met each other with Lamp Chasers, and then we just talked about music for a while.
Yes.
Then I got really busy.
That makes me realize that most of my friends online, I met them by talking about music. For some reason. Yeah, most of them I can look at in my list here. Like, yeah, I started talking to them about music. But yeah, also we still haven't done the music stream. I mean, It only took you 1.5 years to actually make me a persona. I wonder how long it'll take me to make a song with you.
Oh, I gotta learn a little bit more of music.
I mean, it's fun not to know things.
Yeah. During the Really of Regret, we made a really stupid music, and somehow it works.
I checked very quickly. I mean, I kind of scrubbed through after the stream. Also, I love the Ralsei part. But yeah, maybe someday I'll.
Very fun fact, though. Not a lot of people actually message me over a Telegram. I'm actually much more comfier talking in Telegram.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have.
Well, because Telegram is slower than Discord.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, because Telegram is like my alternative to WhatsApp. WhatsApp, of course, is like for every single person I know, but it's still personal, like real life. Telegram is every single person in real life who does not use WhatsApp, but it's still personal. So that's where I use my own face as a profile picture, just like WhatsApp. Well, let me look for you. Let me DM you.
It's at Wish.
I already DM'd you. Oh no, I DM'd you like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
My God. With the you what sticker back I loved back then. Oh my God. Oh, let me send you something more current.
I avoid WhatsApp at all costs. Fun fact.
I mean, I've had WhatsApp since I've had a phone, so it's not really a choice. I realized recently that not the entire world uses WhatsApp every single day. I'm really surprised about that. I thought it was more popular than Facebook.
Mhm.
Or more popular than the entirety of the rest of Meta's services.
Yeah.
But apparently not.
Well, WhatsApp is very common over here, but like people get surprised that I don't use WhatsApp, and I explain it to them in baby mode. I say in baby mode because like I don't really want to tell them like the full complexities of it. It's like
Evil WhatsApp sack.
I don't want to overload people. I just say the simplest type.
Yeah. I have a lot of pointless gifts. They are not worth sending though, unfortunately. Oh, I found
Yes.
something that's not worthless. Nice.
If possible, I don't. I don't. I don't use WhatsApp at all. Like if someone makes me use WhatsApp, I'll use a burner account.
Oh wow.
That
Funny you talk about WhatsApp. That was something that was mentioned exactly yesterday.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man.
A gift that keeps on
Yesterday
giving.
was fun afterwards.
I mean, you saw me. I kind of had fun in the during also.
Mm.
Oh, also, I think you got to see me for the first time in how I actually manage talking with somebody I disagree with. And I guess you got to see my like more direct way of talking.
Yeah.
It's it's the same I'm doing right now, but just with harsher words.
Yeah.
Also, more messages, more here. There's WhatsApp, Line, WeChat, Telegram, Signal.
Line and WeChat is also very popular here.
Makes
because
sense given
it is-
regional stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is an Eastern. I'm in an Eastern nation. Of course, it is.
Uh-huh. Also, Wish, I think. First of all, we've been instead of working, we've been chatting about how people suck online, which is very.
This is not. I need to say to everyone that this is attack. This is not an attack on anyone. It's just my personal experiences, and
of course, you're
honestly,
attacking somebody.
And honestly, it is a thing that happens. Like every person's experience is different, and sometimes some people's both like mental and social capacity isn't that high. I'm speaking for myself here.
No.
So yeah, my.
Also, Ginger, of course, Discord and Telegram, because you're a programmer. Programmers use only Discord and Telegram. And it's always Sparkle.
What do you mean
I find
not
it
Slack?
Slack is your communication service of choice? Do you use, I don't know, Jira to talk with your friends? I mean, you do make jokes on GitHub, of all places. So...
What?
It's a stand-up comedy, our
IRC.
repository.
IRC is also pretty good. Anyway, but
sorry, Sparkle. It's very funny to find. It was very funny to me to find out that WhatsApp is only used in like India, Brazil, and Italy. So like, are we a poor nation now?
Oh man. Anyway, besides from that, the takeaway is this from this conversation is just really people are different. People are different.
Yes,
And you have
people
to
are
be
built
mindful
different.
about that. People are built different.
Ginger, imagine the kind of jokes we can make on like a repository of a game called Fech The Ferret, and we have to tell people to fetch the commit. So it's like we're always like so close to doing that.
Every time. So close.
Yeah. Also, yeah, commit to fetch also sounds a little weird, you know? Commit fetch.
Commit fetch. Oh. I love this team.
But yeah, yeah, the fact that it's called named after the character, you can also pull fetch, and we have a mechanical pulling. So yeah, every single terminology of Git is a little fun.
It is. I love this team. I love this team so much.
Thank you. I built it.
Yeah.
But no, I can't take credit.
We're a bunch of crazy people that makes it all work together, and it's
yeah, something always worth mentioning. Every single time I have a call with WeStream, I find out they are a cooler person than I thought they were.
every time.
I tell them
really...
each time. It's like once a month in the past few months. Because
guess.
I got them on team because they're super cool. They've done nice models on this game jam, and also they've done really cool stuff on Revolts of Ether on the workshop. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
That is why Wish is on the team. I do not know anything else about their past work experience until not even when I asked them for original fun. I found out like 2 years afterwards.
Because I was actively working at that time too.
Yeah, I realized because the release time of the things you mentioned me is actually, you know, around that time or after that time.
Yep.
Like, oh, that explains why they were secretive, but also, wow, they're really good at keeping things secret.
Hey. And I could keep my mouth shut when it's needed.
Yes. That makes a really nice person to sign an NDA with. Which is so cool. They get to be on the cool team. Yay! I'm part of the cool team as well.
Yeah, don't discard Raul. They're cool.
I mean, of course, yeah, I'm part of the team, and I'm more than discarded. I just rejoice because I'm part of the 7 cool people. Might become 8. We're actively looking for new people to get on team. It's like a recurring thing on every stream.
I think, what are we looking for this time around? Maybe it's a good idea to actually say it.
Yeah, wait a quick moment, because I might need to ask my mom to go to the concierge, get that package, because I really want that package, and he's about to close. So I'll be back in 1 minute, okay?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I'm really coming! No!
You guys can tell I'm like just having fun. Serious talk aside, like with like all of the messaging, like I hope I didn't make anyone scared of like messaging me. It's really just like I guess I've been continually not having my own time, in a sense, you know?
My mom was not impressed by my request.
Oh, dang.
Because, hey, can you please go? Like, can't you? No, I must stream. Oh. That was basically the interaction. Okay, yeah, who are we looking for? Currently, we have roughly 2 positions open. And it's an animator, a 3D animator, and a writer. Honestly, the way we operate on team is that it's always important to be able to do more than one thing. So when I say animator, they should probably know something about rigging or modeling. That's just because that becomes very convenient if there's not that much work to do with animation specifically. When I say writer, it could be convenient if they also know something about, game design or any kind of field that's useful for game dev. We're an indie team. That's the deal. But yeah, if you know anybody who happens to be an animator or a writer in the style you would expect from Wishstream and Raul, and Rafi, then hit me up, or hit Wishstream up. No, hit me up. I'm Raul Bubi. I'm this guy. I am myself. That's how you can reach out to me. Also, it's very likely that whoever is going to join the team next is a friend of Wish.
Okay.
Because I've also recently found out they know a lot of people.
I mean, yeah. Of course, I got.
You wouldn't be mad about people DMing you if you didn't have people DMing you to deal with,
Yeah. So mostly the only problem I have with people DMing me is just that, they're taking away time from what I want to do. So,
yes.
But aside from that, yeah.
Also, Storm, weren't you going to sleep at the start of the stream?
I think they were tired, but they wanted to stay up.
Oh, okay. Because that's quite some endurance too.
But yeah. Feel free to rest, Storm, if you need to.
Wishstream will soon reach you on that.
And for everyone else, yeah, feel free to message me. I'm open if you guys are interested on applying for a writer or a 3D animator. You could always use that.
Or also
specifically, specifically one that knows how to animate for games, because animation for animation for cinema is a bit different because of how rigging works.
Exactly. From what I understand, the type of rigs is very different on average.
Hold on, I'm gonna screenshot something for you, Raul.
Oh. Did you receive an application or did you receive a fox in your DMs right now?
Yeah. I'm gonna send you something on the DMs. It's really really funny because
super secret.
Super secret. It's really funny because I mentioned about them yesterday, right?
Okay. Yes.
There.
Okay, interesting. Yes. So I believe they're busy then.
I believe they're busy. Yeah, let's see. We shall see. Anyway, see, lovelies. I think we've been stuck on this window for quite some time already. I think it's a good time to call it a day.
Yes.
We've been chatting for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we've been chatting for an hour now. We started very slow. And then we began chatting seriously. Oh, I got a heart above me. Thank you, Winchi.
I'm well, I technically did a lot of progress, at least for this shop.
This is good enough to actually, place it as a placeholder, which is really important,
Yeah, and then pretty much like after I finished this area, this part, we started talking. As you could tell, I guess that proves at one point, at this point right now, that I could only what do you call this?
Brain?
I could only focus on one thing at a time. Yeah. Normally, I could usually like do something while I'm talking with you guys, but like at this point, I'm like, yeah. Anyways, this is one weird stream. There's one weird stream, but at the same
Which stream?
time, like,
Which stream?
what? Yeah.
I often almost say which stream.
Oh.
Also, I'm replying to you in the ends because I just fully understood.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Not is playing for me. So yeah, we can end the stream during the ad.
oh, we had an ad. We'll wait. But yes, really strange stream today.
Really, what?
A really strange stream today.
Indeed. I mean, have we ever had a normal stream?
I mean,
think so.
For the most part, it's mostly just us talking and making 3D models. Not
yeah, but we're always talking about something oddly specific.
But it's not as like kind of weirdly serious, or
yeah,
like
exactly.
I stop in the middle of working just to talk.
Yeah, next time we're gonna talk about the economy directly.
Hold on.
Good fish tacos. Store designed by me of a lunch place with big and littles. Thank you for streaming. Thank you, Reneshka, for thanking them. And I mean, I forgot any message. Ginger, that was Persona uses cool colors, so always cool. Thank you, Ginger. Always feels weird to hear somebody referring to Rafi as a Persona, but I've also started to say that. maybe the thing is that I'm not fully set on his name. I've been thinking about his name for months, but I'm still not fully feeling it. I don't know.
Fair.
I chose a name that was similar to mine on purpose. Yeah.
Okay. So about. Okay.
What were you saying? Oh!
There you go.
Kayera. How do you pronounce your name?
Hi, Kayera.
Kayera.
Hi, Kai. Ruffle.
My name actually has to do with wolves. I think I told that to someone one day on stream.
I sent them your contact information. Roll.
Oh, cool.
They should be messaging you in a little bit.
I'll be on the lookout. Imagine like the eye emoji. That's me right now. I love using that emoji, like reacting to people just with one gigantic eye on Discord. But yeah, I think I told that before. Raub means wolf in some kind of ancient German language. I think I forgot it was like wolf and warrior at the same time. So it's like very, very furry kind of name. So
yeah,
my dad actually chose it on purpose because he loves wolves. So I guess it was to be. It was my destiny.
Here we go. Now I've told them that they're heading your way, and you should be.
They're approaching at high velocity.
They're approaching at high velocity. Anyway,
you cannot escape.
Furry at birth. My God.
Honestly, yeah, sorry, Sparkle. That is it. You purchased as yes.
Anyway,
Also, I recently found. Yeah, go on.
uh,
No,
you
it's not
first.
something important. No, I was just saying, like, yeah, the national animal of Italy is the wolf.
Ah,
I realized recently, like, wait, do we have it? Like, oh yeah, it's that. We never
Our-
ever use it for anything.
ours, I believe, is a eagle. Yeah, I think it was an.
I did not know they lived much in the Philippines.
Oh, they do.
Nice. Will I get to see one? Will I get to see one when I visit you?
I don't think we have eagles in our city though.
Can you bring one?
Can I?
No, I don't really care for eagles. We also have them in my country. I can just go to the mountains and see one.
Fair.
Oh, actually, sorry. That like the one big thing that happened in the pandemic, like 1 month in the pandemic, there's an eagle in Milan. Like, the sky is so clean that they actually flying through a city, right above a city. So that was funny to read in the news. Well, everybody was very busy, having nothing to do.
It's also another Philippine animal.
A what?
The carabao, water buffalo.
Water buffalo. That's a really weird name. That's literally it. That's literally what it is and looks like.
Yeah.
And in Italian, it's okay. Wikipedia, of course, tells me the Latin name, buffalo d'acqua.
Buffalo d'aqua, of course.
Yes, we are very basic. Every name sounds a little more dumb in our language.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, I have a friend request. Oh, I've seen this person around.
Anyways, at this point, I don't think I could go any further. Normally,
Yeah, I think
would, but
this is a reasonable point to stop. Also, it's quite too late. Plurality aqua, more like buffalo aqua. Knows? Maybe next time I'm gonna be look at the place.
But yes, thank you guys for watching. I hope did you guys enjoy the stream today? I don't know. I feel like I want to ask you guys directly before we head off.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. It was kind of early. But yes.
Yeah, so bye-bye, I guess.
Yeah, bye-bye. I'll send you guys over to a friend of mine who's doing 3D modeling. Maybe you'll enjoy their company. Anyways,
we'll see each other in a week and a half or something. Bye-bye. Not for Fetch.
Yeah, not for Fetch. For something really exciting. I'll make an announcement on that once I'm done resting.
You can power sleep now and replenish or what? No, yeah, get help. Get stuff. Rest. Yeah. I do not know the name in English, so yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot work. So bye bye.
Bye everyone.